There was a time when a man made of ashes walked the earth. From a distance he looked solid, but any strong wind would shake him. If someone insulted him, he'd fall apart. If the world shifted, he crumbled into dust. To others, he still looked like a man, but deep down he knew he had become as fragile as dust in the wind. Tired of living that way, the Ashman sought out the mountain sages. He asked for help and received only one answer. Seek the old blacksmith, the keeper of the flame. He'll know what to do. So, with uncertain steps, the Ashman set off to find the blacksmith. After days wandering through dry valleys and forgotten forests, he found the forge, a deep cave, lit only by the glow of a golden fire that never went out. Standing at its entrance was the blacksmith, an old man with clear eyes, strong arms, simple clothes, and skin marked by time. Without looking up, the blacksmith asked, "Why, have you come?" The Ashman replied, "I've come to be rebuilt. I'm tired of being blown away by every gust of wind. I want to be solid. I want to be whole." The blacksmith gave a faint smile, like someone who had heard this before, and said, "Then understand this. You will not be rebuilt. You will be forged." And without another word, he pointed to the cave. The blacksmith got to work. With each strike of the hammer, more of the ash fell away. Old pain, hidden wounds, buried regrets, all turned to smoke. The Ashman wanted to scream. He wanted to run. He wanted to beg the blacksmith to stop, but something deeper than pain whispered to him, "Stay. The pain is neither unbearable nor unending if you remember its limits and your strength." Marcus Aurelius. This wasn't punishment. This was freedom. As truth weighed on him, his masks fell away, and slowly, what had been dust began to turn to steel. If this story is helping shape your personal journey, drop a like. That way I'll know to bring more Stoic-inspired content like this. Then, the blacksmith threw the man into the fire. But this fire didn't burn like normal flames. It revealed. Within the heat, the man saw his fears, his vanity, his unrealistic expectations. He saw how he'd always tried to control what wasn't his, other people's words, the world's events, the approval of strangers. Then he remembered Epictetus. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Accepting. That truth felt like breaking ancient chains. Inside the fire, the Ashman left behind his need to please, his fear of failure, his illusion of safety. And when he emerged, he was changed. No longer made of dust, but of raw metal, ready to be shaped. If this story is shaping your own path of transformation, hit like. Let's keep growing through these powerful Stoic lessons. Now came the most delicate part. The blacksmith struck not to break, but to sculpt. Each hammer blow gave him shape. Courage in his chest, resilience on his shoulders, humility in his eyes, wisdom in his hands. The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius' life's hardships no longer looked like enemies. They became tools of refinement. The man learned that true strength wasn't about hardening yourself against the world, but about keeping a just heart in an unjust world. Virtue, that was the battle that made him invincible. When the forging was done, the blacksmith looked at his work. The Ashman was gone. Before him now stood something new, a man of steel, firm, calm, quiet in his greatness. The blacksmith spoke for the first time since the forging began. "The fire that shaped you wasn't mine. It was always inside you. I just helped you ignite." Now standing steady on his own feet, the man felt the inner flame burning quietly. He no longer needed the approval of the wind. He no longer feared the changes of the world. He knew a spirit forged in virtue is unbreakable. Stop debating what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. And so, with fire in his chest and steel in his soul, the man of steel walked into life, not as someone who needed to seem invincible to the world, but as someone unshakable within himself. Stoicism teaches a simple, powerful truth. We don't control what happens outside of us. The world is unpredictable. Life brings chaos, loss, failure, betrayal, challenges that appear out of nowhere. People act in unexpected ways. Fate turns without warning. But through it all, one thing no one can take from you is your choice, how you respond. What you cultivate on the inside, your mind, your principles, your self-control, is fully yours. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. You can't stop the storm, but you can build an inner fortress so strong that no wind can tear it down. That's the Stoic path. Inner strength against an outer world. You can live as a man of ashes, blown by the wind, weak, inconsistent, shaped by other people's opinions, ruled by your emotions, a slave to your impulses. A man full of excuses, blaming the world for what he never built. A man who runs from pain, from effort, from responsibility, chasing short-term pleasure and shallow comfort. But that's drifting. That's an existence without honor, without soul. Or you can live as a man of steel, a man forged in virtue, in the fire of discipline, in the daily practice of self-control and clarity of purpose. A man who understands that true freedom is born from mastery of self, who knows that greatness greatness is built through sacrifice, effort, silence, and consistency. Man of Steel isn't someone who never feels fear or doubt. He's the one who, despite it, acts with courage. He chooses reason over impulse, action over complaint, progress over stagnation. He wakes up early even when his body begs for sleep. He trains his mind and body even when motivation fades. He keeps his word even when no one is watching. He fights for his ideals even when the world says it's pointless. The choice is yours. Every day, every battle, every decision. And those decisions shape the man you are becoming. You don't turn into someone strong overnight. It's in the daily sweat, the small victories over yourself, the quiet discipline when no one's cheering. That's when the steel is forged. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's not about being unshakable. It's about rising every time you fall. The true Stoic doesn't seek an easy life. He seeks a worthy one. He knows suffering isn't the enemy. Cowardice is. Victimhood is. Passivity is. Suffering, when well used, becomes a teacher. It burns away the weak and reveals the strong. So look within. Examine yourself with brutal honesty. Are you living like a man of ashes or a man of steel? Are you reacting to the world or building a world within that nothing can destroy? Every morning is a new chance. Every choice is a brick in the structure of your character. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Life won't wait for you to be ready. Time doesn't stop. But with every breath, you can choose to be stronger, firmer, more just, more virtuous. Stoicism isn't some distant philosophy. It's a way of life. A path for those ready to let go of illusions and embrace truth. A call to those who want to stop surviving and start living with purpose. Steel is not forged in comfort. It is forged in fire. Be steel, not for pride, but for duty. Now I want to hear from you. Which phase of life do you think is the hardest? Passing through the fire or being shaped by the hammer? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's grow together like true Stoics.